This is my Taiwan vlog. Taiwan is a pretty interesting country. On my recent trip, I visited two cities in Taiwan. The first was Taipei City. Taipei was surprisingly pretty westernized. They have a lot of American-based shops like Subway sandwiches, Pizza Hut, KFC, McDonald's. They even had Costco. I wanted to check out the Costco just to see if my membership card would work there, but I ran out of time since I was only staying for 2 weeks and didn't make enough time for it. I went during Halloween week and got to see a lot of people dressed up for Halloween. I heard from a few friends and locals that Halloween is becoming more and more popular every year, and from the looks of it, they are pretty excited about it. Even though there's some Western influence, there's still strong Eastern roots in the country. So you get this East meets West feel, and I personally felt pretty comfortable and safe in Taiwan. There are statues of historical figures throughout the city, and if you go further out towards the countryside, there are also a few temples throughout. I went up to the tallest building in Taipei, which was Taipei 101. Taipei 101 was pretty nice. Downstairs they have the mall, which has all the luxury boutique shops, plus a pretty comprehensive food court where you can get a lot of variety of different foods, such as Indian, Korean, Japanese, local Taiwanese food, and even a supermarket. In Taipei 101, there's also a popular dim sum restaurant called Din Tai Fun, where you can see the cooks making the dim sum behind glass windows. The dishes here were pretty good, and I didn't have any stomach problems later on, unlike their San Jose location, which was a different story. At the observatory deck, you can see the general landscape of Taipei, as well as all the little people down below. I was pretty impressed that they have embraced having so many skyscrapers, similar to New York City. Unlike some other cities, which I won't name, that put a yearly limit on the number of skyscrapers that can be built. The next city I visited was Taichung. I went with a friend and we took the bullet train over, which I believe hit around 95 miles per hour, getting us to Taichung within an hour. After we got to Taichung, we called for an Uber to get to the Science Museum. The Science Museum had a lot of different exhibitions, too many to list, including mechanical dinosaurs and a McDonald's inside. After the museum and some chicken McNuggets later, we took another Uber. Ironically enough, Taichung had more Ubers than in Taipei, but probably because I don't think they have a comprehensive metro as Taipei does. After the Uber, we ended up at these preserved Japanese buildings. One of them had a children's kendo class going on, and the other was a tea house. There was a vendor nearby that was selling green tea flavored pastries, which were pretty tasty. I was spent with all the walking around and had to lay down on this bamboo lounge chair. It was pretty comfortable and I didn't want to get up, but I had to in order to continue the trip. Later on, we visited this interesting gourmet shop which looked like something pulled out of a Harry Potter movie. It had girls in maid cafe outfits selling cookies and pastries, and next door to it was a gelato place that had sorbet options for people like me who are lactose intolerant. So that wraps it up for part one. I barely covered everything that I did on this trip, and so there's a lot more coming in part two. So stay tuned and to be continued.